What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Your boy hit 100,000 subscribers. Tapping myself on the back. Pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back for being a part of one of the most intelligent, comprehending, thinking groups of subscribers in Black YouTube. On YouTube, not just Black YouTube, YouTube. All right? And I'm proud of myself because I was able to build up to 100,000 subscribers doing nothing but being myself and talking about what I wanted to talk about. Never once did I follow a wave or a trend. You know, I saw that I could make money, you know, talking trash about my precious black woman, but because I have integrity, morals, values, and I know what's valuable, right, which is a black woman, most valuable thing on the planet, right? So why would I belittle that, which is the most valuable thing to me, right? Is literally why men do everything they do is because of the woman, yet there's men who attack women, right? It doesn't make any sense, right? But I managed to do that. Now that was hard because when I was making videos, like I got videos years ago talking just nothing but sweet nothings to black women, right? 100 views. Still, right now, I got videos sitting in. If y'all go to my backlog, y'all would see my earlier videos. I've been keeping the same energy this whole time, right? You see my earlier videos, you're like, how the hell did that video only get? How did that video only get? Like, I got videos in the African American History Museum, and I gave an entire tour for people who don't want to get up to go to the African American History Museum, right? I got like 8 videos, hours long, right? Couple hundred videos, couple hundred views. No one saw it. I put effort. I went all the way to Nigeria, right? And I went to the museums to show all of our African Americans actual historical artifacts from the land which we came from. I went to 2 African museums and I recorded everything for those who are not going to be able to get up and go to an African museum in Africa showing African stuff. How many views did those videos get? Like, I don't even know if they're up to 200. I put a lot of effort in those 2 videos for those who are lucky enough to run into them as the way YouTube rotates. Like, nothing. Like, I decided a long time ago is that, you know, I understand that being positive towards black people is not a popular thing, right? But I figured if I stand here like an island, right, while everybody else is riding a wave to unknown destination, you know, eventually somebody gonna shipwreck onto my island and find out this place is great. I'm a black dude and I got videos bigging up specifically African American men with aggression. I can big up, like, I know we got this ego thing where man don't think they can show love to another man because it's gay, knock on wood, no homo. Listen, I'm so secure in my sexuality that I can big up another brother and not in any way, you know, have it be within the sexual realm. I love my brothers, my black brothers. I love to see black men outside doing good, black men outside being productive, black men outside having fun, black men enjoyment. I like to see black men enjoy themselves. I like to see black men enjoying their children outside, playing on the playground or just playing out in the front yard. I like to see black men doing what black fathers do all the time. And I get the opportunity to see that, especially in my neighborhood. I see black fathers all day playing with their children, playing with their little dogs, cooking out in the backyard, you know, driving on vacation, taking their kids out to vacation, spending all their goddamn money, right? I get to see all that shit. And that what makes my community, my nice, pristine, black community that almost any black person would want to live in, right? And we're not talking about mega mansions and all that soulless shit, you know, out here in these communities that are not communities. I'm talking about like a real community, you know? You know? So where if I get their mail, they get my mail, it's okay that we knock on each other's door and give it to each other. You know, that type of shit, right? And so I've made content like that, right? No views, no pushes. But I didn't care, right? Because I wasn't going to compromise my integrity for money. Because here's the thing when you ride those algorithms, those waves, right? Eventually the wave crashes. And because you decided that you were going to ride wave after wave to success, you get on waves that go different directions over and over. And guess what? You wake up one day and you ain't nowhere. You have no sense of direction because the wave done took you to unknown destinations. You have no idea how to get back. You don't even have a compass onto how to get back to who you are and what was your purpose on coming onto this here social media for. If your whole purpose is to make money, well, I understand that some people do that and they struggle and they say and do anything to make money. They say and do anything to get followers. I was never the kind that was willing to say and do anything to get followers, because I recognize I'm just a dude on the internet, right? And a follower is another dude on the internet or dudette, right? And I see myself, no matter where my station is in life, what I've accomplished, what I know, I see myself just like anybody else who don't know or maybe didn't accomplish everything that I've accomplished or accomplished other things. I don't see myself as superior to anybody else, right? I see myself as a dude on the internet, regular guy. We're all regular people. No matter what we say or do, at the end of the day, we're all regular. And I understand my mortality. All right, being in the military, you've been in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Listen, being in the middle of an Atlantic Ocean on a warship, the sea will show you how insignificant you are. And we're not even talking about on a rocky day. We're talking about on an average day. The sea will show you just how insignificant you are. As important you think you are, the sea will show you that you are just a collection of atoms having an experience. I'm trying to tell you right now, it will humble you quickly, right? So like I said, I see myself as everybody else, even though, I also think I'm better than other people for certain reasons, right? Because I make better choices, right? And I think that life is about choices, right? And we all have to make those choices. And I've made the choice to keep it 100 and be myself, because at the same time, I'm also lazy. I don't want to do all this production crap. I like to edit, like playing around with edit. I enjoy that. I've always enjoyed that. Whether I was making music back in a long time ago, right? I used to, when I was Marine Corps, I used to make beats and stuff like that. It was fun. It was just something fun. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to make a career out of it. But it was something fun. But I like the process of editing. So I know I enjoy that portion of videos, right? Running my mouth about various topics that I like to talk about. I easily can do that, right? So we take me running my mouth about things I like to talk about, me enjoying editing, put that together, I can make a few dollars, and I can make an impact. Why not, right? So my workflow is smooth, and I make it so I don't have to do a bunch of shit, because there's a lot of YouTubers, right, spending a lot of money and a lot of effort onto the videos just to get no spins, just to get no hits, no views. And as you can see right now, as the algorithm, as the wave changed, there's a lot of people who thought they was riding a wave that was never going to end, and it stopped, right? And now they're flailing around in the water wondering what's going on, wondering what they're going to do, right? Or they run out of content, right? And they run out of content, and then they got to rebrand because they don't know what else to say. But they done already built the audience that came for that particular type of content. It takes a long time to rebrand. You might as well start all over. You're basically starting all over with already an audience that may or may not be interested in what else you got to talk about. So starting your YouTube channel, and I encourage everybody else who wants to do this, right? Don't try to go fast. Don't try to go fast at all. Just try to go right. Go the right direction and go as slow as possible, as slow as you can tolerate. That way, when stuff like, when the wave crashes or when the algorithm, because the wave and the algorithm is the same thing. When the wave crashes, you're okay. Because you weren't following that wave anyway. You were an island. You're waiting for people to crash on your island. You're waiting for somebody to bypass your island on accident, or to be going to one destination and see you and get curious to come over there. That's what you're waiting for, the trickling effect. And when you build your channel with people who like the same things you like, you build a real community, not just a bunch of observers looking to hate on you. Not just a bunch of observers to see if you're going to crash out, or if something bad going to happen to you, or if you're going to crash out on somebody else, or waiting for the next drama. You see, a lot of these YouTubers, they just sitting around getting themselves into arguments with other YouTubers in order to create content, because they don't have content, because they're not talented enough to do anything that anybody else would be interested in. So what do? They purposely create beef in order to bounce from beef to beef to beef to beef to beef. And people just watch the chaos. From channel to channel to podcast to podcast to podcast. But how long can you sustain continuously beefing with people for views? How long can you do that? Until something happens to you, right? Until the toxic environment you create catches up to you? Now I don't got time for none of that. You see, I know that because I'm the public figure, you know, I'm talking to these people. They know what I look like. They can pull up on me at any moment when I'm out in the public if they recognize me. I don't know what they look like. I'm fully aware of that, and I take that in consideration when I'm talking, right? There's some people who don't. There's some people on this YouTube, TikTok, Instagram that run their mouths if they don't live on the same planet these people they talking shit to. As if somebody can't just pull up on them. Nowadays, you can find anybody anywhere. You can find anybody anywhere. If you really want to, you can find anybody anywhere. And I take that in consideration. Don't come for me because I'm ready. I'm just letting you know. You come for me, that'll be it. And I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. I'm going to do it right, too, so I don't go to jail. You understand? I'm trying to tell you, I'm prepared. Don't fuck with me. All right? Do not, right? That's a warning. That's the only one you're going to get, right? But there's people out here who are very reckless, right? And they disrespect people and they think they're above board. You get a few views, you make a few $1,000 on YouTube, you think you the shit. You ain't nothing but a regular person on the internet with a semi-advantage. And we know money don't make you happy, even though it does help with happiness. It doesn't make you happy because look at all these rich YouTubers that still can't stop being in drama and shit. That still can't act like a human being online in front of other people. That act like they are psychologists and therapists, but don't know how to psychologize and therapeutically get their shit together when they online. We got people who claiming titles, but yet they don't demonstrate that online. Doctor this, doctor. How many damn doctors do we got that ain't doctors? What is the fixation with putting DR at the beginning of your name as it like it's going to give you some sort of credibility, especially when you don't practice that thing which is supposed to give you the credibility. Most doctors are so proud of their doctorates that they would have the plaque in every video so you can see their credentials. Most doctors would have no problem showing their credentials because they earn that shit. Certificates and all that. That's a point of pride. So if somebody says they're a doctor and they don't want to show that shit, that means they're not a doctor. It's that simple. You're either a doctor or you're not. If you licensed or not, there's a reason for license. In order so you can be held accountable for the things that you are supposed to be professionally able to do. That's the point of the license, to hold you accountable. You can't just be a doctor over here doing surgery, and then when you botch it, there's no way to hold you accountable because you're neither licensed or you don't have a practice or you don't have an organization I can go to hold you accountable. That shit don't work. But some of these people who do these things, they have the gift of gab and they got a little bit of vocabulary and they know how to play word salad around people who don't have it, right? That's why I don't call certain people doctors, right? Just like I don't call certain people princes because they're not princes, right? There's a couple people walking around trying to add to themselves, calling themselves princes of African tribes, which they're not, because it's impossible to inherit. It's impossible. You can't. And as a chief, my name is Chief Babagua Valore, right? I'm a real bona fide actual chief of the Yoruba tribe, of a first-class king. And I happen to know that no African-American can go to Nigeria and become a goddamn prince because it's not a title to be bestowed. It's something that you inherit as you are born within the royal families that give you that title. And trust me, a lot of people don't want to be princes and they don't want to be kings because it comes with responsibilities that makes you basically a prisoner to the crown. That's the truth. Yet we got people walking around acting like fake princes in order to add extra clout to themselves along with their YouTube buying subscribers to make themselves look bigger than they are. And any observer who can comprehend the way this thing works would know that they're faking. There's no such thing. If anybody calls themselves an African prince and they're African American, they're lying. I'm just throwing it out there. And I'm being nice enough not to say this person's name, but I think y'all know who I'm talking about. He's not a prince. I guarantee you. I'll put any amount of money on it. He's lying, right? His name is referred to it, but that's just simply a name. It's not a title. Don't let them fool you, right? So we got so many fake people who are like, I'm Pan-African in this video, and I'm going to talk shit about black women on this video. You can't be a Pan-African on the weekends and then be a shitty mess Monday through Friday. You can't have one channel where you talk shit about black women. You can't have one channel where your whole channel is dedicated to belittling the black community and then have another channel talking about you pro-black and Pan-African. It don't work that way. You can't have a Pan-African network and a shitty, messy network. You either a Pan-African or you're not. Pan-Africanism is 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days out of a year. It ain't when you feel like it. It ain't when you feel like, oh, I made enough money over here, I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's not what Pan-Africanism is. Ain't no part-time Pan-Africanism. You got to go full retard with Pan-Africanism. Straight up. Either that or not. And Pan-Africanism is just simply every action that you take, right? You're thinking about who is going to benefit. You're trying to benefit African people, right? As much as you can. You shop black when you can, right? You buy black when you can. You support black when you can. You support your family when you can. You support black women if you're a black man, because that black woman is, to support your black woman is Pan-Africanism. You're supporting your better half. You know, that black woman who has a fifth dimensional portal engine in her stomach to where she pulls souls from the fifth dimension and brings it into this three-dimensional world to have a experience. I'm talking about that vessel that allows actual spirits to embody a physical biological unit called a body and having a temporary experience on this planet. I'm talking about that, the most precious thing we have as black people. That, right? That's Pan-African. To protect that is Pan-Africanism, right? That's what our strength is supposed to be for. The power that we use, that we take advantage of when we think we're supposed to overlord over our black women, because we think that we are number one citizen and they're number two citizen, right? Because they're women and they're physically weaker, even though they are physically stronger than us. Because I don't know a man who can push out an 8-pound baby in between their legs and not die. Okay, we got to redefine what strength looks like. All right, we're both strong, but in our different ways. But I refuse to bash on my black women. I don't, even the ones that's famous and they're celebrities and shit, I barely even bash. I don't really bash them because they're still women. Yes, they had a talent, they made it, and they got millions of dollars, and I wish I had that money. But they're still women at the end of the day. Why would I bash them? They're in the public eye. If anything, as a black man, I should love and embrace them, and I should back them up when somebody who don't look like me attacks them. As a black man, you're supposed to build a shelter around your black women in order for them to cackle and talk shit and cause drama. But as long as you're protecting them, that's the only thing that matters. You allow all that drama to happen inside the house. You don't let it go out the front or the back door. And you don't let nobody come in front or the back door to participate in the messy dramas at which we have as community. And that's part of community, right? So I decided I'm going to run my page, no matter how successful it is, no matter how much money I make, I'm going to be positive with aggression. You can be positive with aggression. You can be cool and still look like a man and still be rah. You can do all that and be entertaining and still be positive. I know a lot of people think that negativity is the easiest way to make money because people enjoy that, which is true. But you can be positive if you have the talent to, to project positivity in an entertaining way. You know what I mean? And I talk shit about FBA. Listen, I talk more shit playing spades. If you FBA and I hurt your feelings, just know you can never sit down and play spades with me because we be fighting. Okay? Because you probably flip the cards and shit. You can't handle it. You understand? Freaking Monopoly? What? I'm talking all type of shit. I'm taking all your shit. All right? The whole time I'm talking shit. I'm that guy. I'm that guy who can talk shit while losing and somehow win the moral argument. All right? That's me. You kick my ass, I'm still talking shit because that's part of the fun. Right? And part of the fun of this Discord is talking shit to those who I disagree with. But into a measured way. I'll never threaten them, and I still love them as human beings. Like my FBA, as unintelligent as they are, as lost as they are, I love them. Now I wouldn't mind dispatching them if they get in my way or they threaten, the mission. But I will do that with love. You understand? It's all with love. I love all human beings, but I will dispatch you, right? If you look like you may cause harm. You understand? With a smile on my face. I love you, but you got to go. You understand? It's just what it is. So, yeah, I've enjoyed this journey to 100,000. My other YouTube channel got 35,000. So I think I'm going to try to build that up to 100,000 too. I don't know how I'm going to do it, right? Because I don't like to work too hard, I don't like to put too much time. Oh, yeah. Special shout out to Defiant Brandon, formerly known as Pan-African Strikes Back. Let me tell y'all something. When me and him was going back and forth, back when he decided to be like he was started out as a Pan-African, I guess. We all thought that at least when he was going out to Tariq. And then he morphed into MAGA or whatever, right? And we were going back ideologically. This dude made a short once, right? He made it short. And if he's watching this, he gonna know what I'm talking about. And at this time, I was only like 8,000. He was at 13,000 because he was taking it seriously. He came out of nowhere. He was doing lives, spending 3-4 hours online, letting Diddy Daddy and everybody run their goddamn mouth. All right. And if you go live, yeah, if I were to be a live comment, if I did that, I'll probably already be here by now because it's entertaining having a bunch of people come on arguing. People just like to be on three-way. They ain't got nobody. They ain't got no friends. They just be at home at this point, now we got people just going on three-way, online and shit. They just want somebody to talk to. They ain't got nobody to talk to. Certain people, they go online they're very predictable. It's just lonely people calling in, saying shit that they would never say in real life, right? This dude made it short and said that this is a competition. He was chasing Tariq as far as numbers, and he said I was chasing him. This nigga said I was chasing him. I done already destroyed this dude on every debate, right? He said I was chasing. I wasn't chasing nobody. I was just dude on the internet. I was social media. I was just doing, like, remember Messenger? Face, that's all I was doing. It's just that YouTube decided to give me a little bit of money for it, right? And I was like, oh yeah? Oh yeah, Pan-African Strike Back? Oh yeah, it's a competition. Oh, you want me to try? All right, Nick. Let me try. All right? A year later, look at me now and look at you. I know you're going to mess me on message. Like, that's fucked up, man. Okay, I'm just letting you know it's a competition. All right? I told you what to do. You should have listened to me. All right? You listen to me, you be right here with me, but you're not. You're down there. All right? Going live with like 5 people watching you. Dedicated. All right? 3-4 hours wasted of your life. Still down there at 22,000, whatever you are. Look at me. All right, I'm done talking shit. All right? Now, if you want a new strategy, hit me up there, Define Brand. I'm telling you. Proof of concept. Look at the numbers. All right, but yeah, special thanks to you for putting that fire in my ass because you let me know it was a competition. So just because of that, I decided to take it a little seriously. You see what happened when I take it serious. Positivity over negativity, The light versus your darkness, What? Anyway. Hey, y'all, Brandon is actually, I know y'all done seen him all over the internet, following that goddamn wave all the way to goddamn No Jumper. I know, but you know, in real life, dude's a nice dude. Like, he a little bit, but he a nice. Like, at heart to heart, he's nice. He just don't know what he's talking about. That's all it is. But anyway, you know, I'm just glad that when I make a video in my comment section, that we have people that can complete sentences. We have people that will tell me, "Hey, bro, you know you misspelled that word in the title," because I'm human. I be misspelling shit. All right, and I need people to call me out. And not an asshole way, because some people, I'll be like, bruh, you know what the fuck I said, right? There's people in my comment section, you know, because we typing on these little phones and shit, you know, sometimes you press the wrong button. Don't mean you can't spell, mean your fat ass fingers touch the wrong button, right? So, you know, I hate when people, I'm like, what about the topic, You made a comment about this, but you don't want to touch the topic. Maybe you can't handle that topic, all right? But I'm glad that my subscribers, we go back and forth like peers. I'm not a superstar, right? I'm a regular person. The person you see here is the person you meet in real life. And everybody that had the chance to meet me in real life, they realize that real quick, right? And I'm approachable. Why? Because I'm not better than anybody else, right? And I say, you know what? Win, draw, lose, this is how I'm going to run my channel. And so this 100,000 means a lot to me, right? And I wish it came with a check. I wish YouTube sent out like a fat-ass check, you know, with that 100,000 and shit. That'd be nice, right? Because I got shit I want to pay for. I got things I want to do, all right? But they don't. So this is more like a moral victory and shit, you know what I'm saying? And maybe they'll shoot me off a little faster now that I'm validated with the 100,000, right? So, you know, I'm happy about that. That's more of a moral thing. Now, what I'm going to start doing in the future, if y'all notice at the end of my videos, y'all see I have that Patreon. Now that Patreon, what that's going to be is we did a Pan-African Philanthropist project last year where we wanted to make a solar power water borehole system, right? And we did that. We raised about $7,000 and we built that for the community, and it's currently being used right now, right? And people are enjoying it. And I want to do more stuff like that. But I understand and recognize that we're in an environment where we got a bunch of e-beggars on YouTube who beg for money all day long. And within my genre, we have those beggars who have been collecting money from the community to do these type of projects, whether big or small, and they have burnt the community by lying. And within that environment, I'm asking my subscribers to give me money to do, you know, similar activities. So of course, the trust is there's an issue there, right? And I didn't want to put myself or label myself with those people, right? But so what I did with the Patreon Impact Fund is there's other things I want to do. Like, I have a lot of schools around my community in Africa that I want to buy. I want to buy a lot of those children. They don't have sandals. They don't have writing material. They just don't have it, right? And I would like to, you know, provide some of this stuff. You know, go buy a couple thousand notebook papers and pens and some shoes and uniforms and things like that, and bless the children of Ifaki, the community, or the schools, elementary schools, you know, those age kids, and give them something they, you know, so they can go to school with some sandals, some shoes, some uniforms. I would like to do stuff like that, you know, and I need money to do that. And like I said, this YouTube thing don't make you rich when you're righteous, right? So I need my help of my community. So with the Impact Fund, if you wanted to donate on any level, you can go join my Patreon, and on a monthly basis, it will add to that. Also, there's a lot of y'all to be asking me to go do stuff these other travel YouTubers are doing, right? Now, I'm free. I ain't got to go to work, right? So I got the time to go if y'all want me to go, but shit, that shit costs money. I got to buy plane tickets and shit, hotel, right? So if you want me to go to a country to go maybe explore a thing or go see the people and talk to them, right? Things like that, right? From the perspective that you guys enjoy, I'll do that, but that costs money. Therefore, the Impact Fund. So I would use that money, right, to go to the places that you guys want me to go and do whatever it is you want to do. I got the time. I just need the money, right? And I also want to do good things for the community. Like, I have a big plan. If I ever become, like, rich, like, and when I say rich, I mean, like YouTube rich, like some of these, like, I would say, you know, kind of like I ain't got to be all fresh and fit rich. You know, just if I start making some real checks with my personality and the things I want to do, there's some real things I want to do with it. I'm not selfish. There's not many things I want to buy for myself. I enjoy experiences because that's the only thing you can take with you when you leave. You can't take none of this shit with you, right? I want to do stuff like I would love to build, and I could do this. I can do almost anything. If I say I can do it, I mean, I got the connections, I got the land, I got the people, I can do it. I would like to build a place smack dab in the kitty, Nigeria, somewhere. I was mulling over whether it be an entertainment, not an educational center, like a place where I can bring like black media, like black comic books, black anime, black cartoon characters, black entertainment, futuristic books, any literary works, like almost like a library or like a place where they can come and buy it. Because I took Black Sands, remember, you know, Black Sands, the animated magazine. I took that to Nigeria. I bought the whole deluxe box, and I wanted to see what would happen if I brought cartoon characters, or if I bought comics with black people on it, and present it to a bunch of Nigerian kids who've never seen it ever before. What would happen? That shit disappeared like that. They went crazy, and I knew there was a market for it. There's a market for black entertainment in Africa directly. We don't need to use white media to get there. We can literally start with a seed of our own. All we have to do is go there, create a store, put the black stuff in the store, and watch the black people buy the black stuff. It's that simple, right? So I would love to, and I'm gonna do it on my own if I never make that type of money. If I don't get enough from the community, I'll do it on my own. Something I'm gonna do, right? And it's gonna be, I'm thinking about, depending on how much money I get, I even want to design the facility kind of in the format of an old traditional style African structure to promote African architecture at the same time as promoting African American artists who need to be exposed to a greater market. And listen, the future is Africa. So if you expose yourself to that market now and you establish yourself, even if you're not making money, but you're creating a reputation, later on it's going to pay out, because you will make money later on, because Africa is the future. If you don't jump into a future market before that market blows up, you're going to be screwed, right? So that's something I like. That's like one of my long-term, I got a lot of lofty plans that I can execute. Unlike Umar Johnson, if I say I'm going to build a school, I'm going to build a school. Like for instance, if I'm going to build a school now, I could do that. I can build a school quickly. Like if y'all gave me the same energy you gave Umar Johnson, I would have had several schools in Africa already, right? And I would have had a campus to where African Americans could go there and go to school as well, like transfer student, like go there. If y'all gave money like Umar Johnson, if y'all gave me money like Tariq, I would have a campus where African Americans, right, could come, and it would be African American teachers working there, teaching African children. Instead of African American teachers having to go to like Thailand and all these countries where they get treated like shit, they can go to Africa and teach African kids who appreciate them. I would do shit like that. If y'all gave me money like that, like for that little donut shop y'all gave me this museum where he steal money from y'all continuously, if y'all poured that energy into me, you would see amazing things happen. And I guarantee that. And I can talk that shit because I know what I can do. And I know what kind of person I am. Right? But we'll see if I get there. If we don't, we'll continue to do smaller projects that we can afford to benefit the people. And if I ever really get there, I most definitely will come back to America and do something for my brothers and sisters here. Like if I had the money, I would pay for the visas and the tickets for African American boys and girls who would never have the opportunity to travel, and I would take them to Africa and let them have an experience. I would build a freaking vacation spot simply meant for for African Americans to acclimate to Africa. Like there's all kind of shit I would do if I had money. I just ain't got none, right? I'll put all these so-called Pan-African to shame. I promise you, I'll put them to shame. They be like, well, he doing all this with the money that he's getting from us. Why y'all not doing any of that stuff when y'all could have? Because Umar could have did so much. What a wasted of a talent. What a waste of possible leadership. What a waste he is. Tariq Nasheed. What a waste of influence. What a waste of talent that he does have. Both of these guys, what a waste. What a waste. The impact they could have had if they would have kept it real the way they were at the very beginning. If money wasn't their motivator, right? But anyway, that's just the way it is. So we'll see what happens in the future. I will base the things that I do, my philanthropist work I do, I will base that off the support that I get from my subscribers that I build this way. And we're gonna sink or we're gonna float together. Either way. Anyway, I appreciate every single one of you guys, right? Before I go, I want to highlight some YouTubers that I believe, if you enjoy me, and how I speak and how I talk and how we articulate ourselves, there are some other YouTubers who are not where I am, who should be where I am, right? And that is Neferkari Desalini, all right, who should be at 100,000 right now. He should be at 1 million subscribers right now. Neferkari Desalini should be at 1 million. He's a excellent YouTuber. It's a faceless YouTube channel. And if you want to know what's happening on the other side of the black diaspora, the French-speaking diaspora, because you got to understand, we're separated by language right now globally, but we have to communicate and we got to bridge that gap. It's important to know what Francophone Africa and the African diaspora is doing, right, as well as the Anglo-Saxon diaspora, which is us, right? The French-speaking Africans are making moves. They are the most Pan-African of us right now, making aggressive Pan-African moves on the continent as well as outside of the continent, and we must keep our Francophone African diaspora, we must keep their fight highlighted within all of our communities, and Neferkari Desalini is definitely one of those who is doing that. So please, I will put the link to his channel underneath this, and make sure you go. If you rock with me, you rock with him. If you put the phone down when I'm talking to go do whatever you're doing while you listen to me, you'll put the phone down and listen to him while you're doing whatever you're doing. I promise you, if you like me, you will like him. All right. And we have to build a network of competent, smart, black content creators where we can go and fill our heads with intelligence and knowledge, and not just junk that has no value and does nothing but cause inflammation with our communities. Okay. Another YouTuber, Javin, right? I'm gonna put his thing right here. This guy is a firebrand. All right. He uses this thing that's rarely used called Common Sense. All right. He's another faceless YouTube channel, even though he has his profile picture there. I think that's him, right? I think he showed his face before a long time ago, but he just happened to be a faceless YouTube channel. The ones I'm mentioning are two great faceless YouTube channels. He is going to expose the shit. You can't get one in on over on him. And both these brothers are from New York too, so it makes sense. These are some smart brothers. All right. And you go to Jarvis. I'm gonna put his channel here. I know I'm not saying the last part name because I'm terrible with names. Javin. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I don't even know if that's his real name. I know that's the name of his channel. I'm not quite sure. He'll clarify, right? But if you rock with me, you'll rock with him. He exposes Tariq Nasheed. He exposes the grifters in the community. He exposes the liars, and he's articulate. He knows how to speak, and you can understand what he's saying. And he's not gonna bullshit you. and he's consistently online calling out the bullshit, gatekeeping the black community from those that mean to distort it, right? So like I said, if you rock with me, you'll rock with him. I give the stamp of approval to both of these. Now there are more, and but I will be here all day. But I just want to highlight those two because right now, strategically, I think those two need to be elevated to where I am now. We need to have those two channels at 100,000 each. We need that strong. We need to make them strong and support them, and that's important because we can't do this by ourselves. I can't do this by myself. I can do as much as I can, but we need the support of those who got that same energy, the same fire, the same Shango spirit running up through their body. You understand what I'm saying? Real, true Pan-Africans through and through. Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of a year. All right? Anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. This is Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
If you ain't down for the Africans here in the United States, period, point blank, you ain't down for the ones that suffer from apartheid and shit, you need to step your punk ass to the side.
The texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such an extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.